Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to have another look at the Woodware Bubble Birds by Jane Gill, and this time we're using Diego, who's this birdie here, who looks a little bit like a robin, and to me he looks like he's wearing he's got an earmuff on there with that bubble. But anyway, in the set you've got the birdie, you've got a sentiment, as always with Jane. She always gives you a sentiment with the stamp set. So that says hello, and then you've got lots of different stamps which you can use as fillers, also on your bubbles. It's up to you whether you actually shape the bubbles and use the bubble craft die. I am going to. Or you could just stamp in the spaces as it is, but we're going to do a little bit of paper piecing and a little bit of stamping and make a 6x6 card. So yeah, bubble craft die, you need the big bubble craft die and the bubble craft die, both available over on my website, which is juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and you also find all 6 of the bubble birds and the 2 flower stamp sets that go with them as well. Okay, so let's do some stamping, and it can be drying while we're talking about layers. So we'll stamp Diego first, and I have, this is the largest but one from the Sentimentally Yours Layered Differently Regency squares. So it's the largest but one of these decorative dies here. Stock of this should be back beginning of November. So click on the email when available button to be notified as soon as I have it. And we're going to stamp it in this circle here in my stamping platform. So this is the Press to Impress. Again, you'll find this on my website too, and also the spare magnets. The platform comes with 2 magnets, and then I've got packs of 2 magnets as well. So the 2 magnets you get are the dark blue and the refills are the light blue. Doesn't make any difference as long as it's a magnet. I would suggest that you do have 4. It does make life easier, and it's a little bit more secured with 4 little bits on there. Right, let's see. It doesn't really matter where we position him because it's a circle, so we can move the circle around. So we have him there, I think. Pick him up. And I'm going to be stamping with Nocturne Burst Fine Clair. Lots of tapping. There are quite a few open areas on this, as you can see. It might get a bit mucky, but it should be absolutely fine because, especially if you're using a stamping platform, because these are good quality photopolymer stamps. Oops, not the camera, as always, as always. Let's give him a good press, give him a chance to settle into the card. And the card I'm using is actually Sentimentally Yours Pure White. It's not watercolour card this time. So I want a nice white finish. Let's see how he is. Looking perfect. Ooh. Really nice fine lines on this. Okay, so that's that. I am, as I said, we're going to do a little bit of paper piecing, so I am going to stamp him again onto this card paper here. And this paper is from the Sentimentally Yours Celebrations paper pack, which I don't have in stock currently, but you should be able to find it over at Honeypot Crafts. And this is the blues. You get lots of different patterns in the same tones. I'm moving that up so I can get the whole of his body in, and I moved it up too much, bear with. That'll do. So I'm still thinking about what I'm actually going to do with this because I haven't made my mind up. But we'll talk about that in a sec. There he is on his pattern paper. So we'll put that aside as well. And yes, oh, I need to stamp a sentiment as well. Let's stamp the sentiment. Clean this off. Because I don't trust myself, I'm going to do it in the platform. Diego back. There's sentiments on the other sets as well, so you don't have to use hello if you don't want to. There's definitely a happy birthday to you on one of them, but let's just stick with the set we've got. And we'll have hello there, I think. I think that's going to be straight. It's going to be ish. Everything's an ish. Don't press too hard on the sentiment because it's a small stamp. There we go. Hello. I'll show you that. Looks fab, doesn't it? Right. Okay, so that's that. We'll put that aside for a minute. And I want to stamp. So I've got some of these cut out. These are some of the papers. And to figure out what size you need, this one is from the large bubble, or the big bubble craft die. This one is from the big bubble craft die, so those are going to go there like that. And then we've got these two here, and these are from the two different sizes from the bubble craft die, so both of them. So I'm going to do 4, and then I'm going to put pearls in those there. So we're going to stamp these. This is a bit of a challenge because they are clean stamps. It's always easier to see where you're going with dirty stamps. Let's have a look what we've got here. And we've got a heart, which is quite nice. I'll fit in the big one. I think we'll do that. Come here. Because we can put a pearl in the centre of the heart, which is quite a nice thing to do. Hopefully you see what I'm doing. Just hover over for a minute. Give it a press, make sure it's into the card. And then tweezers really help. Oh, come on camera. There we go. Okay, so there's the heart. I need a smaller image for the next one. Let's see what might fit on that one. I quite like that actually. Let's go for that. The sort of swirly whirly. I could have stamped all this in Twilight or one of the other blues, the Versafine Claire. I'm always off a little bit. Fabulous. Right. And then we're going smaller and smaller. Oh, that little flower fit. It's going to be tight, but it will fit. Let's try it. I've got some others because obviously you have spare ones. It's worth cutting them all out. Such a messy stamper. I'm always off. You can tell I'm always off. If you can stand above it, then it really helps. So it's not too bad, is it? Not too bad at all. And then we've got that teeny tiny one. I think the tiny one, there's a smaller one of those. I think I'm going to go for dots though, because the dots don't matter whether they fit or not. I'm going to grab a spare bit of card though. I've got a bit. Alright, what's this bit here? Honestly, my desk is such a mess. I need to spend some time tidying it up. Okay. Ink, that's what I'm looking for. Such a messy stamper. It's like a little Dalmatian, isn't it? I quite like that. Right, so that's those. So the reason why I wanted to do those quite quickly was to get those drying for when I shape them, because it takes a while to dry the VersaFine clay. I'm making quite a mess of my moulding mat. I do need an eye. So grab a little bit of card. Just leave this on here a minute. And just press down on the eye, so we've got an eye. And is that all the stamping? Oh no, another little bit of stamping we're going to be doing. Move those all out of the way. I've got a square here, and I want to actually stamp something in each corner just to set it up. So I need to get rid of the hello. It's still in here. I don't put it away. Sets like this are great to get your juices going, and if you've got a rotate mate from Mama Makes, you can do yourself circular wreath designs with the rotate mate. You can use it for the corners as well, but you know you don't really need to. Oh, look at that. It's a good job that's going to get covered up. Right, all my corners. I've got a bruise on my thumb and I can't feel, I've got no feeling in my thumb at the moment, which is really annoying. I do quite like this leaf, but I'm feeling that needs to be coloured in. I don't want to do any colouring in really. I'm being lazy. Well, we could just have that. I don't want to, no. This is the trouble, decisions. I could have a heart in each one, which would be quite nice. Oh, The flower, that's quite nice. How big's my circle going to be? I think anything's going to fit, actually. They're all going to fit. Oh, what a shame. The leaf wouldn't have fitted anyway. I'm going to go for the heart, I think. Stop faffing. Obviously, you can see that any of them are going to fit. I'm going to go for the heart, which is probably a mistake because I've got to see if I can get it pointing into the corner. I think we're there. Either way, you'll get the idea. It does mean I can put a pearl in the heart like I can on the body. We'll see how badly I've lined this up now. Not too bad. So obviously now all you need to do is rotate it. because it's a square, it's going to be in the same place all the way around. You could actually paper piece this, so you could actually stamp this on the pattern paper and put them in the corners. Oh, I might do that actually. Let's do this. Oh. I really like pattern building type stamping. Even if I make a mess, massive mess on my platform. Okay, so let's take this out and see where we're at the moment. So at the moment, what I've got is I've got my 6x6 inch card, and then I've got one of Sue Wilson's looped squares, and this is the blue sapphire card from Sentimentally Yours. Then we're going to have this here, like so. Then we're going to have a looped circle, like so. Then we're going to have Diego. So Diego is going to go in there like that. Doesn't this Regency square look pretty with this, the looped circles? It's Regency square, I know it's not a square, but you know what I mean. And then, so I was faffing around trying to decide what I wanted to do, and I can't make my mind up. So I've got Diego on this pattern paper, and I can't make my mind up whether to just cut the wing out of this one and stick the wing on and then do everything else, or to actually have these as separate panels. So I've got it on this here, so I could put that panel on there like that, and perhaps these stars down there. So I'd have him in like lots of different patterns, and then of course I've got my eye that I've cut out here. So, but what I'm going to do while I'm thinking about it is let's stamp these on here, and then I'm going to cut out separately. So we want this here. And I'm going to try and do it so we're over more interesting parts of the paper. And I'm going to use the stars rather than use any of the other ones. So this one will have a white one. And then we want one more. And can I get that one in there? I can. I've got dark one. So I've got dark. I want a lighter blue one really. So we'll have that one there. So we've got different colours on each one. Oh, I've got one of them. Oh, what did I want? Oh no, that's lighter than that. That's all right, I think. I think that blue's lighter than that one, but I'm not sure. I think we'll be all right. So we've got 4 hearts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to cut those out, so I can paper piece those on top of the hearts that are on there. And what I'll do is I'll cut my panels out, and then we'll see and we'll decide what we want to do. And I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're all cut out now and ready to assemble. I've already gone ahead and popped my layers down. So I've got 1mm foam tape underneath my looped squares, and 1mm foam tape underneath my looped circle there, and then the other 2 layers are glued down. So options. So this is a complete Diego, and he could go down there like that, and then we could just simply pop the wing on as a contrast, and then pop the bubbles on once they're shaped. They don't have to be shaped actually, you can put them on flat. So this one I've put stamped a heart on some heart paper. So let's just grab the other 2 where they're going to go. Go there, and then this one would go up here like so. So that's an option. Let's show you closer so you can see. That looks very cool, but I feel that because Diego's got separate sections like this, I think I might want to have different pieces of paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to fetch off our bubbles for now, and I am going to keep this base piece because my cutting out isn't brilliant, and if I just put this on here like so, I could have a gap. If you can see, let's just hold that up so you can see. I might have a gap. It might not be brilliant, so to be safest, I'm going to actually have this as my base layer. But before I do that, I'm just going to quickly colour in his beak. So we're just going to use a kind of a mustardy yellow from the watercolour blending brush pens from Sentimentally Yours, and I'm just going to colour that so that he's got a coloured beak. Like so. That's the only bit we're going to colour in. So let's glue this down. So obviously, because you're going to go directly onto a stamped image, you could actually put your glue actually on the stamped image rather than the paper if you wanted to. I want to dab a little bit of that off so we don't have too much, and so my paper doesn't crinkle. We're going to just slide that into our stamped image. Got a little bit of manoeuvrability, however the word goes. Just make sure it lines up properly. That's good to me. And then I'll put the wing on next. Gives it ever such a little tiny bit of dimension, not a lot, just a little. And then it won't matter that my cutting out isn't brilliant because we've got a coordinating pattern paper underneath. And then we've got, what it means is that, of course, because I've cut them out quite carefully, I've got other pieces, so I could do another 4 cards with the other bits and pieces I've got. Or 3 cards, sorry. No, 3, 4, 4. 3, I don't know, 3 more cards. Obviously just do a base, another base layer. And this is a bit, I'm going to put this on here because this is a bit pointy. This is his belly. Get rid of the excess. Don't want too much glue on that very, very pointy bit. That's not perfectly lined up though. Let's move him up a bit. That's better. And then we've got what I did with the top bit, and then those two bits there was I actually cut, yes, hold it up, I've actually cut around the bubble on the top bit, but then cut out to the bubble on this, and I've just sliced across the eye because it goes across the middle bit, and then I've got that extra stamped eye that I'm going to glue on. See lots of different pattern papers that you might have. On the previous video I used my Ciaobella, the 70s 6x6 paper, which would be perfect for Diego as well. I just wanted to use different papers just to show that you can use different papers with them. So this one's going to go here. Roy's eye. There we go. And then the last piece is this piece. I've got loads of bits and pieces where I've done fussy cuts, and I've thought, oh, I'll make another card, and I've got loads of little bags with lots of bits in. One of these days I'll get round to making the other bits. So this is going to go in here. Hopefully that'll fit nicely. That looks pretty good actually. And the reason I cut round that is that when you've shaped your bubble, if it shrinks slightly, you've got the same pattern underneath, so it won't look odd. His eye looks a bit odd at the moment because we've got to glue his eye on, so we'll do that straight away. Spat there. One of these pick-up tools from Sentimentally Yours is ideal if you're dealing with small little bits. So his eye's got to go there. Like so. He looks quite fabulous, doesn't he? Fabulous. Right, so I'll do that shaping in a bit. I've got my bits to go in the corners as well, so we can glue those on. Not loads of glue. Try to be not too much. I do find paper piecing very, very relaxing. It's not the quickest thing in the world, but I do find it very relaxing. Just remove some of the excess. Obviously be careful you don't dip the same bit in again, because otherwise you're going to make quite a mess. And let's pop our stars on. I've got this one here. Not stars, it's star paper, they are hearts. Brain is having to process different patterns and not managing it. So they are the same colour, so we're going to put that opposite. I think it just lifts it having the colour on the heart. Obviously you could colour them in with pens if you wanted to. It kind of follows the trend of the pattern papers. Right, let's shape our bubbles. So you do want to make sure this is nice and dry, which is why I stuck it down before, so that it doesn't lift off. So you want to turn them all over. And I've got this is a Vasson embossing tool. And I'm going to use this on the big one. Just give it a bit of shape. Just circular motions, and I'll use that on that one as well. And I'm going to move down to the Dreamweaver tool, which is, I do have this in stock on my website for the smaller ones. we do want them that way over. So now we need a little bit of foam tape. Where's my other scissors? There they are. Once they're shaped, they don't need quite so much depth. Don't know if that's going to be too deep. We'll see. And then for the little ones, just going to get a little bit of 1mm foam tape. Just cut it down a bit. I think that's going to be too big. I don't want to see foam tape sticking out. Teeny tiny bit. And then there's the hassle of trying to get the backs off when you've cut your nails. That's what pokey tools are for. So remember, these bubbles have been cut out using the bubble craft die and the big bubble craft die from Woodware. And then just stamped with some of the images that are on the Diego stamp set. Right, so this is the flower which goes here, and then the swirly whirly goes up here, and the heart is going to go slap bang in the middle of his wing. And then we'll call them Dalmatian dots. He's going to go in here, like so. So got just a little bit of dimension going on there. And then on the heart and these little dots here, we're going to, and in the corners, we're going to add some pearls. And I've pulled out these lovely shimmery pale blue pearls. As you can see, there's no label on them, so I don't know what they're called, but they are from Sentimentally Yours. And we've got 3mm and 5mm and 8mm in here. Can't see too many because there's too many in there. I don't need an 8, I don't think. I think we want 5s. Let's just check. Yeah, 5. We've got 5s and 3s we need. So we need a little bit of glue on the heart. And then we're doing the hearts around the edge. And I will do his legs and his, wherever the thing is called at the top of his head. I don't know what it's called. I'll do that in a minute. So the easiest way to pick them up is with the pickup tool. You can easily pop them into place and move them around. Heart. Really lovely shimmer to them, and they catch the light. Beautiful. Obviously this is a lovely colour for little baby boy cards. Right, that's that. I have done that the right way. Right, so we just need some 3mm, I think, on his legs. Let's just check they're not going to be too big. That's fine. That's the right size for up there. Yep, that's good to me. So a teeny tiny bit of glue. Of course, they're teeny tiny pearls. So this could be a baby boy's card, couldn't it? Because it could be, hello, you've arrived in the world. take over. Have I got another one in there? I have. So it's me tipping some more out. There we go. All done. Oh, there he is. Doesn't he look great? I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've picked up some ideas of how to use Diego. So as I said, you'll find the products on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, do like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. I love to read your comments. It'd be really lovely if you left one. And do check out, I've done another couple of videos with the bubble birds as well. So thank you for watching.